The Toronto Raptors finally beat the Boston Celtics. This indeed is my championship. I can't believe that I get to utter these words in 2025, but the Toronto Raptors, they outplayed the Boston Celtics, guys. Yes, the Toronto Raptors outplayed the defending NBA champion Boston Celtics. The Celtics had won 10 straight matchups going into this one, and the Raptors finally get one against Boston, and they deserved this W. They took full advantage of the Celtics, who are not playing well right now. Celtics, you could say they're even unserious with the type of performances we have seen from this team, but the Raptors, they did not let up. They just took it to Boston, and Boston could never find their rhythm. They just struggled mightily from the field. The Raptors looked great offensively, and defensively, they kept one of the elite offensive teams in the league in check. So I'm going to talk about this one, guys. Do me a solid, drop a like on the video, and sub to the channel if you are new. Luca back on the mic to talk about some of my main takeaways from this game. The Raptors have won 2 games in a row. They beat the Warriors and Stephen Curry, and now they beat the Boston Celtics. This was by far the Raptors' most impressive victory this season, guys. And really, the offense was solid. And this is what the Raptors have been trying to build towards, emphasizing a style where ball movement is implemented, things are moving smoothly, and people are getting good looks. And really, this was a nice game from all the Raptors starters. Scottie Barnes was solid, 18 points, 9 assists. And how about Scottie Barnes? There's 2 sequences that stood in my mind, actually a couple. That highlight reel pass looking Magic Johnson-esque. Then there was a sequence with Barnes and Tatum. You could tell Barnes was just loving the fact that the Raptors were beating Boston. You knew and saw that this meant something to Scottie Barnes because first, he was seen clapping all up in Tatum's face. He almost got burned because Tatum did get by him, but then Tatum got stuffed by the rim, so it ended up working out for Barnes. And then at the end of the game there, I was laughing out loud because Scottie Barnes was so amped that the Raptors had finally beaten the Celtics, their rivals, that he lost the ball out of bounds. Now, luckily, the game was wrapped up with, but that's how much emotion Scottie Barnes was showing over the fact that the Raptors finally got this done. The Raptors finally beat the Celtics, something they haven't done in a few seasons. And Scottie Barnes, he put together the 18 and 9 assists. RJ Barrett, he outplayed Jason Tatum. Anytime you can say that, it means a lot. But really, Tatum had 16, 7, and 10. You look at RJ's numbers, 22, 10, and 8. So RJ, he looked the part and then some against Tatum. He really went head-to-head, and like I said, I think he outplayed him and had the better game overall. Jakob Poeltl was that stable force, 16 points, 11 rebounds. Poeltl was perfect. And then I got to give a lot of credit to Davion Mitchell. It feels like the Raptors have been more competitive with Mitchell. Obviously, what Mitchell brings defensively. He is going to be that guy, and that was a big reason why we saw Davion Mitchell in the starting lineup on Monday against the Warriors as opposed to Abaji, who usually started when quickly missed time. But now that Davion Mitchell has gotten the start, we're seeing the impact that he's making, not only defensively, in a game like this, in a game against the Warriors going up against Steph, but what really stood out to me was Davion Mitchell's 2 for 2 from 3. This is a guy who had been struggling shooting the basketball, and what he's going to bring defensively, but it was always about, could Davion show you what show you a little bit of hope offensively? And I'll take that. 2 for 2 from 3, and, Mitchell, that is a huge bonus. The fact that he gave the Raptors those efficient shooting numbers, put up 10, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists, you would take that in a heartbeat all day, every day. So you got to credit Mitchell because from the eye test, it just seems like this team has been better defensively even when Mitchell starts and he's playing. And I think Davion Mitchell has gotten a lot of criticism in the past from Raptors fans, and a lot of it I think is unfair. But we're seeing it. He has really done a good job, especially in a game like this where you need Mitchell to be at his best. I thought he did enough, and he did a good job in that starter's role. The Raptors, I thought their offense was very impressive. Overall, they finished the night with 35 assists on 44 made field goals. Everybody chipped in, even the bench. Bruce had 7. Chris Boucher, he cooled down a bit, but he had 9 rebounds. He had 5 points to go along with 9 rebounds. That's huge. And then you look at Olynyk, he had 7. And then Jamal Shead. I want to talk about Jamal Shead. I mean, this is a guy who has just done a wonderful job, and he's a guy who's been just killing it from the outside. Jamal Shead, he finished this game 2 for 4 from 3. Came into this game, I believe, only missing like 2 out of his last 11 attempts, I want to say. So he continued his impressive shooting stretch from outside, and this is a guy who's shown a lot of progress. So I love that Shead has shown us that improvement with his three-point shot. And, like Mitchell, you want to see those guys hit their outside shots, hit those threes, because that just makes them that much more valuable, because you know what they're going to give you defensively already. And then Abaji, unfortunately, had to receive 3 stitches in his right hand, and he did not return. So it's like the Raptors finally got some positives going their way, but it's like as soon as something good happens for this team, something bad happens to this team. Quickly's out. He's day-to-day, but now Abaji had to receive some stitches, so we'll see if he's going to miss some time. But you want to see guys take shots, especially when they present themselves. Take threes. And a perfect example of that has been a Jamal Shead, who had a hilarious story about, him talking about how RJ cussed him out on Tuesday because he was passing up so many open looks. And that's what you want to see. Against Boston, you want to see the Raptors take a bunch of shots, and that's what they did. Davion Mitchell took his threes. Jamal Shead, once again, took his threes as well. So I know all in all, you look at the Raptors, they didn't shoot it well from downtown, but they had 34 attempts, the Celtics 46. So you want to see him be aggressive with a three-point shot. But what the Raptors didn't do, and something that the Celtics are doing a lot of, and I think it's going to land the Celtics in a lot of trouble in the playoffs, is rely heavily on the 3-ball. Because we saw it, like the Boston Celtics, I don't know if this is going to work out for them. They are struggling right now. They almost lost against the Pelicans. They've been dropping games. They've been basically a 500 basketball team as of late. And they literally live and die by the 3. And they lost this game because they cannot hit a shot. Credit to the Raptors and their defense, but a lot of it too was just Boston being sloppy and just being in a rut right now, just being in a funk. Like, they are in the ultimate shooting slump. They cannot hit anything. They were 36 for 92, 16 for 46. So obviously the Celtics shooting those numbers opened the door for this Raptors upset win. And the Raptors, they got it done. They made plays when they needed to. They shot a higher percentage from the field, had more rebounds than the Celtics, and their ball movement and just overall play was much better than the Boston Celtics. Again, I never thought I'd be saying that, but it's true. Looking at the assists, 35 to 24, just how the ball was moving for the Raptors. The Celtics, I mean, when these guys can't hit threes, it is awful watching Celtics games, because it's like you're watching a 3-point shootout. Like, they were just doing the same thing and just hoping the 3-ball was going to fall, and it never did. And that's why they were never able to get out of their hole. And the Raptors, credit to them, they did a good job in that fourth quarter to close it out. They ended up having a 14-point lead late, and you never really got that feel in this game, in that fourth quarter especially, that the Celtics were going to make a run and come back. It felt pretty comfortable throughout, which is very uncharacteristic in a Raptors versus Celtics matchup, as we know from the past. So the Raptors, they earned this one, guys, and they won it. But let me know your thoughts, guys. I'll be back tomorrow doing a pod. I'll talk more about this game and some other stuff regarding the Raptors that has been floating around, some rumors and more. So be on the lookout for that. But that is it for this video. Do me a solid, drop a like, subscribe to the channel for more. That is it for me, Luke, signing off. Thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you all again in the next one.